on raw material procurement in the early Harappan period. So Dr. Abdul Samad gave a paper on recent updated excavation of the site yesterday. But I'm just mentioning about the previous collection stored in Peshawar University Museum. The lithic assemblage from the one of largest early Harappan period settlement in the Indus Valley shows contrastive raw material selection by size of blade. Lowry chart is appeared as large blades and lunate, while black chart and chalcedony appeared among microblade and its end products like as drills. The site is distant from either the Lowry Hills or Mohenjo-Daro, around 600 kilometers. So it means that the Lowry chart is absolutely exotic in the site, while black chart is recognized as local material as Dr. Randall Lowe revealed. Those black chart can be acquired in the western part of Salt Range. So likely all Lowry chart blades are truncated and used for sickle as heavy use wear with heavy use wear, so-called sickle growth on the edge. So this indicates this is utilized for sickle blade. Traces are as much clear as easily observed without a microscope. Lunate has also frequent sickle growth on its edge. So upon measurement of blade and lunate, schematic size of blade and small blade and micro blade are reconstructed, and comparison with thickness in profile, small blade is identified as material for lunate. So this analysis suggests that there was a particular selection of raw material for different purpose and function of stone tools. Lowry chart for agriculture, specifically cropping tools, and local chart for handicraft tools, especially for beads perforating. In addition, assessment of assemblages revealed that different mode of production and procurement of blades. Lowry chart is recognized as only blade or its end products. There is neither blade core nor crested blade. On the contrary, plenty amount of microblade cores and crested blades are recognized with microblades and its end products like as drills. Then, where are those missing things, Lowry chart blade cores, crested blades, and other byproducts? We have the clear idea. In the Lowry Hills and neighboring area, we can recognize those cores and crested blades. So these two different aspects indicate that existence of or lack of blade production sequence in the site. Lack of cores and crested blades of Lowry chart suggests that it was acquired in the form of blade instead of nodules. Those blades should be produced in or nearby the source area and only imported in products blade in this case. On the contrary, black chart was procured in forms of nodules or small pebbles and processed within the site. So actually, black chart is not suitable for large blade production due to its smaller size. The reconstructed average size of nodule is less than 5 centimeters in maximum length. So it is impossible to produce 10 centimeter long large blade from such small raw material. However, black chart is available in closed source from the site, so its accessibility was sufficient. Transportation cost was ideally efficient rather than 600 kilometer distant Lowry chart. Therefore, black chart and its products were much maintainable in the site, while Lowry chart blades must be more curated due to limited supply with low accessibility. In the aim on function of tools, Lowry chart was chosen for more basic activity in subsistence, agriculture as food production, while black chart was chosen for more additional activity for creating valuable properties. it seems somehow difficult situation on sustainability of the community lived in the site, Rahman. Large blade for sickle was very basic and necessary tools for food production. When a community totally depends on those tools by import from other community in distant place, continuous supply upon stable relationship must be maintained. Otherwise, a community would face severe situation by lack of food production. So production of variable properties like as bees might be for maintaining socio-economic relation with other communities by trade and exchange of values. Actually, intensive bees workshops are recognized in Rahmandeli and other large early Harappan settlements in the Indus Valley. So this observation derives a conceptual understanding of socio-economic context of illicit procurement, production, and technology. As Mark suggested yesterday, if there is a Cotodidian occupation layer underneath the mature Harappan Mohenjo-Daro floor, so this assumed settlement could be associated with Cotodidian blade workshop in the Lori Hills and the Thar Desert like as Kandalki. So it was the emergence of mass production of Lori chart blade before integration of the civilization and should be the basis of technological system of the civilization. Through the blade procurement system, ideally reconstructed here, the presence of Mohenjo-Daro might be increased in terms of socio-economic network in Cotodidian interaction sphere. Then it might be toward exclusive status in the network with development in the development of integrated society. So, of course, it was not a single control in the integration of civilization, but indeed it should be the one of important key factor in the socio-economic technological integration of the society. And I suppose that the people in Mohenjo-Daro recognized it on that time. So here I have another evidence. Lori chart had been got an additional value in urban context. Typical banded Lori chart is utilized for weight in the civilization. No need to say, weight is key for controlling standard of measurement. In this regard, Lori chart was recognized not only for suitable raw material of chipped stone tools, but also for further significant material with socio-economic status. So as conclusion, so I honestly saying, unfortunately, lithic stone tools are ignored rather than other material culture, such as pottery, metal objects, seals, etc. However, lithic studies has much potential for deciphering the secret of the Indus Valley civilization. So I hope that more young researchers will focus on lithic technology in future. So now I have to close my paper. Thank you for your attention.
Good morning. I want to thank the Ministry of Sindh for allowing me to participate in this conference. And as far as these papers are concerned, I think the overarching theme of these papers is that Harappan archaeology has passed extensively into the realm of problem-oriented archaeology. Each one of these papers addressed a separate focus, addressed a separate range of topics, and provided state-of-the-art analyses to topics that hadn't been handled before. The piece by Dr. Didier was a state-of-the-art example of how archaeology builds on its general foundations with particular emphasis on the Harappan period. Obviously, a fair amount of work had been done previously on monumental architecture, and you can see in the thread of this presentation and in the staging of the excavations itself that one topic builds on another. You move from monumental architecture to identifying functions in rooms, trying to link artifact assemblages to function within rooms and across the site. there is an excellent integration of contemporary archaeological techniques in a very, very efficient way to provide interpretive hypotheses that can be tested in the next phase. And this is the type of archaeology that is leaps and bounds above what had been done before and allows the excavators to focus their efforts on very specific issues that ultimately allow them to advance into stages of more and more refined hypothesis testing. The application of GIS, the flyovers that we saw at the end, all indicate that you're looking at an overarching perspective that frames the archaeology, and that the decent and very advanced analysis on the site-specific basis are all eventually going to be integrated into a model that will hopefully provide a tremendous amount of information to a part of the Indus, the lower Indus Valley, that's not really been well researched before. Uzma Rivzi's presentation on the politics of things, is how I would frame it, I guess she said it that way specifically, is a more semiotic approach to archaeology generally, and allows us to reframe our thinking about what the built environment really means. How do cities function? I originally thought this was going to be an urban planning exercise, but it turned out to be much more symbolic and looks into how people organize themselves and how they viewed the nature of their interaction with the existing political hierarchy. When she cited V. Gordon Childe, obviously this is a traditional neocolonialist perspective that had been advanced in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and she looks at it differently. She looks at craft production as being a very central component of site function that asks us to frame our questions in a more contemporary context and to look back 5,000 years and to see if there was any commonality in the way we look at things now and how we look at things previously. She obviously addressed the question of the power of hierarchies as framing our concepts and framing the actual relationships between the power structures within cities and in urban areas. And I think this is the biggest takeaway I have from this, is she leaves a lot for you to think about. She doesn't specify exactly where she's going with this, but she says, look at what power is, look at how urban concepts have changed, and how can we reconstruct the past within those contexts. Dr. Noguchi's presentation was a marvelous updating of traditional lithic technological studies. Typotechnological studies of this type are normally confined to the realm of Paleolithic and late Paleolithic archaeology, and he has brought this into later time frames. And by looking at the traditional technotypological approaches that have been utilized by paleoanthropologists and paleoarchaeologists in that particular time frame, he says, well, let's look at how significant lithic industries and lithic manufacturing technologies have advanced to the point of being essential parts of later prehistoric function. And I think he has closed in on the fact that we're looking at specialization and ultimately cost-benefit analysis in the Harappan context, which is a concept that I think is going to be increasingly significant when we start looking at the multiplicity of variables that dictate adaptation and economic structures for those time frames. So I think this is a marvelous indication of where Harappan archaeology has gone in the past few years, and I really applaud the work that these marvelous researchers have done. And I would like now to pass over the discussion to the President, Senator Ms. Sasi Palejo.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank today's participants, scholars and archaeologists, whoever have presented their papers. I found it really very informative, and I'm really very grateful to them that they have come all the way from their original origins. And I also would like to thank Dr. Kalimullah Lashari for giving me this opportunity. I'm so glad to see this huge number of people today. They have turned up and showed up here. And I would like to welcome you all, whoever is present here or whoever has been attending this conference. It's really very important conference. I would like to congratulate people of Sindh. I would like to congratulate government of Sindh, CM Sindh, who came here to inaugurate this conference. Culture Minister Sayyid Sadar Ali Shah, his team, they worked really, really hard, I must say. And especially Dr. Kalimullah Lashari and his team, like Dr. Asma Ibrahim, they are here, and culture department's officials, culture and archaeology department officials, media people, local and whoever has come all the way from Islamabad and Karachi. But once again, I would like to thank our archaeologists and experts who have come from different countries. I think, they have given us great opportunity. As we all know that it's really very important event, and I'm so proud, and I would like to appreciate Sindh government's initiative, steps, and especially culture department's steps, whatever they've been doing so far. It's not been easy or, easy journey so far. Everybody has to make extra efforts. As we all know that culture department was not a domain first. After 18th Amendment, even before that, if I recall that, in 2009, from 2008, we tried to, I would say that I have to say that grab and even snatched this Department of Archaeology from the federal government, as everybody who belongs to Sindh and is present here, they must know that, the way federal government had been dealing with archaeology, we suffered a lot. And still now I feel that, there are so many things yet to be done. I also would like to thank my party, Pakistan People's Party, our leaders, Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari and his team, the way they have been taking a keen interest in all these affairs, and they have, given instructions to our government, Sindh government and concerned authorities that they will have to work hard. Obviously, our archaeology makes us proud, but it also makes us think. It makes us wonder how things happen, where did we come from, how things evolved, how was the previous world, how was love. And Sindh has been we belong to rich civilization. Sindh has been land of Sufis. Especially today when our scholars from different countries, foreigners, they are here, I would like to share my views about my motherland, that we have been land of Sufis, equality, love and peace. That's why we love our Latif, we love our Sachal, because we don't believe in any kind of terrorism, we don't believe in any kind of differences. We have been people of love, and we have always believed in peace. I think this is a strong message, must be conveyed to others and everyone across the border and to the different countries. Once again, I would like to thank our participants. I have to say that, because I'm staying at the same hotel, and when I started sharing different views with them, our scholars from USA, UK, Japan, Italy, France, Spain, India. Yesterday I was listening to Mr. Mark Ona's speech here. He shared great things here. Though Michael Jensen, he may contradict or may not agree with his views, but this is the beauty of our debate. As we all know, things could be quite debatable, and that's why we have to listen to everyone, and then we have to compile, record, document, and whatever has been said here, what the kind of recommendation